Hello, this is my week 4 decluttering update, and I'm hiding in the office because I really don't have any progress to show. So listen, I launched this YouTube channel. Well, I started publishing on this YouTube channel a month ago on the 24th of September, and I said I would give you a weekly update. And this week, honestly, has not been good. I had a huge amount of work for my business, for my online business. And I don't know, I guess it's an excuse. I just didn't make time to declutter for 15 minutes every day. So I don't know if you saw, but on this channel, I did go live once. I think it was Wednesday afternoon. I just thought, okay, I'm just going to go live. I'm just going to do one declutter. I decluttered quite a few papers, and that was cool. But aside from that, I haven't really done anything at all this week. So I'm not proud of myself. Honestly, I really am not. And I'm a bit discouraged. And I just really feel I do this every time. And in my last week's update, I said that. I said, okay, this is what often happens is the clutter gets too much. I get overwhelmed. I'm not in a good place mentally. I do a lot of decluttering and I start feeling on top of things. And then the danger is I kind of get complacent because it's not really bad anymore. And I sort of stop. And this week, this is what happened. I mean, I did keep everything. I didn't bring in new clutter. So I did, if you like, it's like the clutter's gone down because I had a good 3 weeks of decluttering consistently. And then this week, it's like I didn't declutter even more, but I didn't reclutter, if that makes sense. So at least there's that. But I just had to push myself. I thought I have to make an update. I thought, I didn't really want to because I'm not really proud of this week. But at the same time, I think, well, I've got to tell you, I've got to keep you updated. This is what's going to give me, it's what's going to keep me going. But I'd love to know in the comments if you go through things like that. Now, this is exactly my problem. This has happened before. I recognize it. And yes, I had an awful lot of work for my business. I really did. But then, did I not have even 10 minutes a day to just throw a few things away? Of course not. I did. I could do that, right? So why did I not do it? I don't know. And I have loads of excuses in my head going that, well, it's because I didn't have time to record it and do a video and publish. But, I could have done this every day for 10, 15 minutes without recording, without publishing. And then today, I could have done an update video showing you what I've decluttered. I could have done that, right? But I didn't. So I don't think that's the issue. I think the issue is more in my head. The issue is more, I don't know, I somehow self-sabotage. I don't know why I do this. It drives me nuts, it really does. Because I don't know why I do that. And as I say, I'd love to know in the comments, do you do that too? Or can you relate? Or have you done that and changed? And do you have a tip for me? And, no matter how many other videos I watch, I mean, I know what I'm supposed to do. I know I'm supposed to just get started and then it's better, right? And I know I'm supposed to do that. And I don't know why I don't. I'm going to start crying now. Because it just drives me nuts, I'm like, I want a decluttered home. And I'm not afraid of hard work. I'm not. I'm a hard worker. I've done a lot of work for, I work hard for my business. I work hard for my kids. I work hard for cooking, for cleaning, I'm a hard worker. So why do I not why can I not be consistent on this? I work hard at the gym, you know, I keep my body in shape, I go and walk, I do, there's loads of things that I'm able to stick to. So why am I not able to stick to this? I don't get it, you know? And I just realised that it super upsets me actually when I talk about it, when I think about it. I don't understand. Because I think, well, what? You know, I'm 54 years old. I've been battling with clutter like my whole adult life. And I know some people will say it's not so bad. I'm not a hoarder. I know that. That's true. You know, I can have visitors to my place. It's okay. It's not terrible. It's not, but it's not clutter free. You know, I'm in the office here. Now look, I mean, it looks all nice, right? The back, but I showed you, like, you know, I've got like, look, if I turn my computer, sorry, the lighting is not very good because I shoot videos in here. So anyway, well, the lighting should be good because I shoot videos, but what I mean is the lighting around is all dark because I want a good light on there. But look, I mean, even just my desk, I mean, I've got piles of like, there's papers, there's a lot of papers, right? And I've just got these things, why don't I just throw them away? And here there's loads, this is full of papers I've got to sort, these are more papers I've got to sort. It's just here. I'm not even showing you the whole of this office. And I've got these things and it overwhelms me, you know, it just overwhelms me. I just feel I'll never manage to get through this. And at the same time, I think I'm a competent woman, for goodness sake. I've raised 4 children. I've homeschooled all of them. You know, I've studied. I've got a university degree. I can cook. I don't know. There's so many things I can do well. Why on earth can I not declutter my home? I mean, it's not that difficult, right? So why do I stop every time? You know, why? I don't know. And I've been through therapy about this, and I've talked about this, and now I'm doing YouTube, and I don't know why this is so hard. It drives me nuts. And I was all on a high, you know, like 2 weeks ago. I was like, yeah, you know, this is great. And I'm finally making progress and this is the solution. And then I feel, no, actually, I don't know. I'm back to square one. I don't really know what to do about it. I don't know. I just don't know. Sometimes I think, you know, I read all these things. Well, I read all these things. I don't read that much, actually. But I see these things pop up. And it's to do with trauma and childhood and stuff. And I've got a whole big pile of trauma, right? I was abused. My parents divorced. My dad was bipolar. He had a massive psychological mental disorder. I had all kinds of shit going on in my life. Apologies, but you know, it took me years to just get a little better and I don't know. I remember, you know, when I was a little girl, I mean, there was clutter everywhere, right? So my mother left my dad when I was 11, and my dad couldn't cope, and I would spend a week at my dad's and a week at my mum's, and my mum was all very organised, but she didn't look after me well at all. But she was all organised, it was all clutter-free, right? I mean, to the point that it was a little bit crazy. And my dad, on the other hand, I mean, he had loads of problems and he was a very complicated person. But he was loving. But there was loads of clutter everywhere and he couldn't cope. He could not cope at all. he went completely bananas when my mother left, and he was just like, well, bananas. I mean, he went in a complete terrible depressive state. Terrible. He just could not cope. But we would be with him for a week. Every other week we were with him, and every other week we were with my mum. And whenever I got to my dad's place, I loved going to my dad's. Sorry. Yes, I loved going to my dad's. But whenever I went to my dad's, it was so messy. And I tried my very best to tidy up and to help him, and I couldn't. It was too much for me. And whenever I did, so during the whole week I did a little bit amongst, going to school and doing my homework and stuff like that. And then it was a bit better, and then I went to my mum's, and then the week later I came back to my dad's, and it was back to square one. And it was like that for years, right, until I left home when I was just after a few months after I was turned 18. But then I took the clutter in my own place, and I felt, I don't know, maybe that's what it is. Maybe there's this thing that I've got this, I don't know, maybe I've got this sort of imprint, right, of there's clutter and I can't cope. That's kind of the model that I had. I was trying to get on top of it, and I did. Then I went to my mum's, and when I came back, it was bad again. And it was always like that for years. But then that doesn't explain why when I went and I lived on my own and I didn't have a lot of stuff. I mean, at the time I was living on my own. And then, I met my husband, and we lived together, and we got married, and he didn't have a lot of stuff. I mean, he doesn't have a lot of stuff. He's not a very tidy person, but he doesn't have a lot of stuff. So it doesn't, I don't know why I continued like that. I had too many things. I had far fewer things then than I have now, but we had a tiny space. So I had too many things for that tiny space. And then we had more space. We got a bigger apartment, but I just had more things. And now it's the same. I feel I have a big place. It's not tiny, but there's many of us, and we've got too many things for the space that I have. Does that make sense? It's like this cycle. But all this to say that I don't understand why, when I left my parents, I carried on with this, because I could sort of have started from scratch with very little and kept on top of the clutter, but I didn't. And yeah, and now I don't really know what to do. I don't know why, and it does my head in, because it puts me in this bad place, But maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's the fact that, as I say, I got into this habit of never getting on top of the clutter, and I don't know. It's like almost I've got to change the narrative in my head, or I've got to have the experience of getting on top of the clutter, right? But how do I do that? I don't know. I don't know how I do that. Maybe I have to have some places that are completely clutter-free. Maybe I have to, I should maybe look at this. I bought a thing at one point called Declutter Fast. And I've been meaning for weeks now, ever since I started this channel, I've been meaning to have a look at this again. But I haven't. Maybe, I don't know why, right? Why haven't I? But maybe I need to have a look at this again, because this Declutter Fast, in my memory, it was a thing where she said, this woman called, I don't know, Mimi Tanner, I think. She said something like, you've got to have a clear space. So I think her way of decluttering was just basically declare one room that's going to get all the clutter, and you just put everything there, and then you have a completely clear space where you are, and then you pick at the clutter. I think it was something like that, but I'm not sure. I don't know. Maybe I should have a look at this. My technique has been, I'm going to do one little bit at a time, but then I never have a clear space. I never have an experience of a clutter-free place, right? But I don't know. My fear, I think, is if I put all the clutter in one place, then, well, my whole apartment will be clutter-free for a little bit, but then I'll start accumulating clutter again. And so then I'll have one room full of clutter, and then all the rest will gather more clutter. I don't know. So I'm sorry, but I'm a bit upset today. I really am, because I feel that's it. I'm back to square one. I mean, I'm not, because downstairs it is nicer than it was before. I have made progress. My desk is clean. The living room table is tidy. The homeschooling shelf is almost done. And that's a lot better visually. So I have made progress, but not a huge amount of progress. And I feel, oh my goodness, why did I not do anything this week? I think just coming on here and saying this to you all, that I didn't do anything this week, it just does my head in. It really, I mean, I feel so bad, and I feel so discouraged. But listen, I'm not one to let myself be discouraged. I never give up, right? I've been through a lot of stuff, and I never give up until I solve the problem. So I'm going to do the same thing here. So thank you for listening to my rambling. I'm going to carry on. And come on, I think I've got to make a commitment that I will make a short video every single day. So starting tomorrow, Sunday, because today I'm going to publish this video. Today is Saturday. I'm recording this. I'm going to publish this video on Saturday. Tomorrow, I'll do my first mini decluttering video. And again, I'll do 15 minutes every day, and I'll publish a little short. You see, I think I also put myself under so much pressure to do nice videos and everything, and I can't bloody hell, I put myself under so much pressure all the time. I'm sorry, this is turning into a therapy session, right? But I'm always thinking it's not good enough. I've got to make a nice video. I've got to put music, I've got to put effects, and I've got to stop thinking like that. I've just got to show you what am I doing, what's my 15 minutes a day, and just do this, and just do this. Okay, so I'm going to do this. Okay, so I promise you, I'll do this, and then I'll publish an update of how it's going next Saturday. Okay. And as I say, if you're going through this, well, my heart goes out to you first. And if you've got any tips, then I'd really welcome them, because I'm feeling pretty lost right now with this. So thank you. Okay, I've got to stop crying, for goodness sake. This is crazy. Okay. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your support. And yeah, keep up the good work. Okay, if you're in the same place as I am, then let's stick together, and we get to do this. Okay. Okay. Speak soon. Bye.